Hey up everyone, how you doing? And yeah, welcome back to another trade recap. So we're on the FTMO 100k verification now, and yeah, setup presented itself yesterday and took two trades, both with exactly the same setup. One was a little bit of FOMO, not a little bit, it was FOMO, and we'll go through that and the psychological parts of it. And yeah, the other one was a nice trade, I thought. There they are. So yeah, we took a loss. These are the first trades, the verification. Took a loss at like 23 minutes past 12, and then at 24 minutes took the original entry while I was lining up. But yeah, let's look into it. So as per, starting on the high time frame on the weekly, broken through this strong level of supply, created a flip level. Got a strong level of supply above us. How we get there, if we get there, when we get there, whatever, is unknown. But it is kind of like we're basically demand is serving on the weekly. There we're pushing long. So on the daily, sweet, still got all the notes. Yeah. So this isn't on the weekly point of interest. It's up here. But a little bit on the daily, we get a little bit more information, and there was an alright supply point of interest here, which is swept, mitigated, and broken, and flipped this level of demand. And we're tapping into this level now, or we have been. And we're tapping, we're mitigating, and we're getting a reaction, but it's failed to break anything yet. Demand's holding, and then we're actually creating demand range order flow as well. So yeah, failed to break any levels of demand. I see level supply. Oh, this is sorry, it's today's note. That's not yesterday's. Ignore that. Got GDP today, so the markets aren't looking. I think it's going to do something here, and we'll probably get some low volume during this London session. So I thought I better do this trade recap. I forgot. Anyway, so yesterday we've just got demand range order flow, which I liked. Have I even got this replayed back? Yes, I have. Cool. On the 4 hour, so sorry, yeah, on the daily, we've got demand. Yeah, demand is serving. We are on a strong level of supply, but the supply has failed to break any demand yet. So demand is still serving. We're going to back the server if an opportunity presents itself. Oops. See, I've already marked up today's. Sorry. Go away. Yeah, okay. Like here, we got this level of supply here. I'm gonna get a pen out. I never get a pen out. Let's have a. That's not a pen. That's a. Is it a marker? It's a highlighter, isn't it? Yeah, okay. We had that. It's a bit big, isn't it? We had that. Oh no, I don't like that. Screw it. Let me pause. Hang on. Let me get professional here and try and find a pen. Well, I'm gonna give this a go. So yeah, we had this sweep of liquidity here, mitigation, big push. But look, it failed to break anything. It just came straight back into this strong level of demand, mitigate it. Then we had this demand order flow going long until this level of demand tested this level of supply, came down, failed, and then pushed through it. So a strong level of demand with order flow, with the weekly, with the daily. Then we came into this area again, tapped it, and this point on 15-minute we'll go into now is where we had a nice V-shape flip and push. I just thought we just got demand order flow, lovely on the high time frame here. So we went down to the 15-minute. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, you can see the 4-hour demand order flow here. This is the big V shape, so we know where we're at. Yeah, this is a. Let's get rid of that for now. Get rid of it all. Tap mitigation. Oh yeah, we had a RSI there as well. See how that one's going low, and this one is going up. And I like it when it's inside the range. It's not a big compliment, so I don't trade off these, but when it's lining up with the higher time frame and we're getting this kind of price action, it's a nice little additional cherry. RE serving from around a 15-minute RSI POI or above. 15-minute RSI POI. Nice. Where's my flips? Okay. Sorry, I've remarked today, so I've deleted maybe a bit from yesterday's plonker. So we had this level of supply here that got tested loads, but then got broken. Yeah. Came down, mitigated, came back up. We had a few levels of supply here getting broken through as well, but this was like the last extremity one of it. It's getting tested, failed to break, getting tested, failed to break, getting tested, failed to break. Supply had so much opportunity here to break serve and to continue short, and it didn't. Demand held and broke through. And this is like our extremity, which we prefer. We like the inducement to happen before the flip, which is that badger there. So yeah, we had 15-minute. I was serving from a point of interest that created a 15-minute flip, 15-minute or above flip. So basically did a 15-minute or above high time frame flip. So it might be a point of interest that caused like a 4-hour flip. But in this case, it's a 15-hour flip. It swept liquidity, lovely liquidity, tapped into this to mitigate it as well. This is all the liquidity. This is all the liquidity I mean here. So yeah, we've got a hard time frame narrative, demand range order flow, pro weekly, pro daily, pro 4-hour. Yeah, swept liquidity, yeah. Do we have flip inducement? Yes, on the 15-minute. We get it on the 1-minute too, as well. So yeah, let's get down to the 1 minute. And we also had, it's not an Asian sweep. This is something I just want to talk about. I don't usually trade New York. I'm usually in bed. I've usually finished up the London session. I go and have my sunset walk with the dog, and I don't look at the screen again, or any screen for that matter, for the rest of the night. But it's rainy season, and this was looking tempting for longs for a while. I just so happened to be here. I was wide awake, I was ready, I was keen, I was eager. And then we got this entry around the New York Open. And it's not something I trade off, but I do see it a fair bit, is when if London has been pretty strong bias in one direction, sometimes we see NY do the opposite. Alright? So when I start seeing long setup, which was counter the London trend and linking up with pro trend, yeah, it was definitely taking my interest and it fits our plan. So that was another confluence as well. Whoops. Again, additional cherry. Do we have? That's what I mean by the market confluence. Usually I'm London market, so I'm just trading from the Asian market confluence. But yeah. Are we serving from a range that caused a flip to sync with the higher time frame? We are. Supply to demand range flip to sync in the higher time frame trend, which is long. So yeah, that's all that set up. Now we're looking for the 1 minute. Badger. Yeah, so we smacked into our point of interest. Oh yeah, sexy on the 1 minute. This is a good point to cover. This is very sexy on the 1 minute. See this area here? Does anybody see how nice that is? Such clean supply push, sweep of this mitigation, sweep of this liquidity, mitigate this point of interest here, which has been flipping, push up, test this level of supply. That level of supply fails to break the low, sweeps that tiny liquidity there, mitigates this inside bar, range, and then breaks. And then we start our flip inducement and go. It was just nice. Just nice. Just lovely. So we haven't actually quite tapped into it yet, but we get our first tap into our 15-minute point of interest, and we get a reaction, and I'm still seeing no supply holding. That holds there, that holds there. We've got like this supply order flow happening here. It's holding there. So I'm not looking for any longs yet until we see this supply order flow chain break. And it holds and then breaks off. So again, supply order flow. Anyway. But what I like about this is we've had our first tap in our point of interest and it's dropped liquidity to be swept, which again is a little additional cherry. So we've basically now got our higher time frame now to 15-minute point of interest, checklist complete, additional cherries, all of them. We are a bit overstretched, we're into the premium, but again, it's not a must, it's an additional, and we got the rest, which is nice. Then we get a price action here. Yeah, that was the badger. So not a heavy break short, but it is a break. Low 571, that low 570. That is mitigating smack bang into that lovely, look at that. Right into the wick of that sweep and push. Just sexy. Hence why I call this sexy. We like sexy. And then that is our chalk long. Sorry, grab a cup of tea. So we got a chalk, right? Yeah, got that. Got a chalk. Have we swept liquidity? Yes. Right. Has there been a flip? Do we have inducement? Not yet. Alright. Now sometimes you'll see me get aggressive with like, oh, I'll go down to the 5 seconds down and see flips and stuff. But this supply order flow, I want to see broken. Because that's just mitigating. You could sweep this tap and then get a shock and entry. No, so I want to see this supply order flow chain broken before looking for entries. So yeah, the low holds, you know, if you're playing off the chalk, there's our entry there. You know what I mean? But there's no flip and there's no inducement. This would have been a winning trade, but no. So supply is still holding. We're also getting demand order flow. Oh, go away. She's nice. And then, yeah, she breaks. So this now becomes flip. Lower time frame flip. That is our inducement just on / before the flip, which we like. Okay, I will go through this bit because, I mean, picture perfect wise, you know, we tap into this point of interest here and we go. See you later. Alright, and things got a little bit interesting. Changed the plan a tiny bit. So I think we can all agree that that's our entry model. Chalk, flip. Flips kind of happen after the chalk. Just going to remove these because we can see the order flow now. I wanted to cover this low. Reason being, it's like it hasn't, if this created the flip, come back down, then we're covering the extremity. Covering this one, there's still room in this extremity. I just like covering extremities. That's why we don't play off the inducement. Usually, it wants to sweep as much liquidity as possible before it's moved. Not all the time. Sometimes I feel like doing trade recaps on trades will go without me because it happens a lot. It really does happen a lot. But I'm perfectly happy with trades going without me and going from the inducement than always chasing the inducement and getting swept out, still mitigating the trade idea and then going, which is actually what happens here, which I don't like. Alright, so this is, you'll see why I don't do that, and I always play the extremities under inducement. But anyway, so this is a nice point of interest, yeah? I like the 5 seconds. I refine things. I like more time frames, more information. And yeah, that, see, that's order flow. That got tested, failed to break the low, got tested again, failed to break the low, broke. Comes back down, gets tested, mitigates, fails to test this supply, fails to break the low, breaks. And it was 609 as the high. Yeah, I had it at 610. Boom. And I had 3.5, I think, to just cover this low. Because this kind of price action here, I just feel can be covered. This is, I would say, it's been mitigated to its extremity. But there's little stuff in here. If I'm just covering this low, it's still only a 1 pip stop loss, and like for spreads and stuff, you know, where do you go? Do you go 2 or whatever? I just thought, I'm just going to cover this one. So yeah, that's how we're all looking, and that is just happy days. Perfect, but we don't get perfect. We get, whoa, finger was on the trigger, waiting for this to light up. She doesn't, and we also get another little flip. I was like, hang on a minute. And I looked at the 1 minute, and it's mitigated the 1 minute sell to buy. Right? See that? So I was there, we're in. So I was a bit like, nips. Then it kind of really went, and it broke this high. So I was like, okay, we've swept the inducement now, we've swept the liquidity, we've got demand range order flow, it's now created a new high, making this the new secure low. I don't want this trade to go without me. Ooh, I'm going to say it out loud. A little bit of FOMO. I was like, I like this whole setup. Let's have a look what's going on in here. There was that flip area, and I thought, right, now I'm just going to cover this low. I'm going to, come on mate. Hang on, I've got it here anyway. Lessons. So now I'm just going to cover this low instead. I'm basically is what you call chasing the trade. I'm not sticking to my original trade setup and accepting the fact that it could have gone without me, like I just said, which happens all the time. I don't mind. This time I'm chasing it a bit because it is making sense. This is mitigated 1 minute, and sometimes this would be great. It would tap and go. You know what I mean? I'm like, cool. You can have the picture perfect edge. You know what I mean? You can have your strategy. But this is why I'm saying don't just copy this strategy and go and trade it live. Like there's little things where it involves reading between the lines and just a bit of time and what your eyes are used to seeing from the charts. You know, everyone can see the charts a little bit differently, I find. I don't know. I see them how I see them. Anyway, and at this time, I'm seeing demand order flow. This is a good low to cover. And boom, she goes straight through. So that was our first loss. That measure there at 12. That's 2 hours difference. I think it's FTMO Prague time or whatever. 12:23, 12:23, and I quickly was happy to say that, didn't let that bother me, realised I'd made a bit of a boo-boo and got a bit of FOMO and was chasing that, realised that we hadn't actually got any inducement, and this is the inducement, and that I'd actually just become the inducement, hence why we don't trade off the inducement, which is what I'm saying about where I don't like it when this happens. It kind of treats like, oh, you became the thing what they go after, if there's such a thing. I don't even believe in that much anymore. It's just the way the market moves. Anyway, this low is still holding. What's that? Fucking ant or something. Still got a chop, still got a flip, still got loads of inducement, swept all this liquidity, high time frame, sexy POI, pro trend, was all happy days, and I was like, we're going again. This low holds, we're going again. I saw that little green candle, and we're in. Market execute, and yeah, she went for it. She's nice. This was still interesting to come back. Look, another little flip. I was like, it could be mitigated again, which I think it does. Anyway, at this point, I'm away playing the guitar and distracting myself. Like, everything is fine in the world. Yeah. Oh, let's talk management. Let's talk management, because I manage this a bit differently as well. So, again, like usually we take pro trend trades 1 to 5s, but with challenges and verifications, I just trade them a bit differently, because 1 to 5 is past the verification now. You know what I mean? Or 1 to 6, because we've taken a 1 loss. And we got, hang on a minute, that. We got this big push. There was my 1 to 5. There. I believe the take profit for 1 to 6, 8827. 8827. That was like more than enough to pass the verification there. And when we got this big push here, and we've broken past this level of supply, this level of supply, this level of supply, we're just breaking these levels of supply now to match with the higher time frame. After tapping into a strong 15-minute point of interest, we've also now created a range flip, supply to demand range flip. I'm like, you know what? I'm still going to pay myself. The second this hits 1 to 5, I'm still going to pay myself by moving my stop loss up, because this can reverse, and the age is 1 to 5s. There's a reason it's 1 to 5s. It's a good in and out, the way we trade. So I'm not going to like just be like, get greedy and be like, oh, this could pass the verification in one trade wonder. But I do understand the sort of volume we now have, also in the New York Open, that I'm just going to give it a little bit of space to breathe. And it just so happened that following the 1 minute trend was just under 4%, and I'm happy with locking in 4%, and it sinks in with kind of following the 1 minute trend. And I thought that's a nice easy management in my head now. I'll just pump it up. I'm not going to go like middle of nowhere, what makes no sense. I'm not going to go right down here, because that's not paying myself. You know, I'll just follow the 1 minute trend. If I get taken out with 4R, sweet, great trade. That's a fucking awesome result. That's just like a normal counter trend take profit, you know. But we're also giving ourselves room to breathe to hit our pass our verification. Unfortunately, she done. She takes us out, but it's fine. Got just under 4R. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Was there any other side notes with that? I kind of wanted it, as I said, like, you know, there could have been a few different ways to take this trade. One of them being, what if we just took straight off the 1 minute? You know, if I didn't do that 5 second refined, you know what I'm on about? We covered Okay, we covered that low, we're still in. But if we did 3.5 pip, we're taken out there, that could have been a loss. No, I would have probably, well, it's hard to say. That's tight. So either that, or I've got 4 pip stop loss. And we're not hitting take profit anyway. Yeah, a bit of a swings and roundabouts that way. Sometimes this will work better than that way. Sometimes the other way will work better than this way. I just like the 5 seconds. When it hits it and it goes, in my head that's like I can back that. Because I also don't, you'll notice as well, I don't really move to break even a lot. See how that got retested? I feel like we've got 5-second order flow and it's been mitigated and pushing. You know, I can back it. I don't mind if price comes back down to that. Does that make sense? I don't mind seeing that. It doesn't scare me. If anything, it's just mitigating it. Great. To pick up as many orders as possible to fuck off. Sorry, that's a bit strong, isn't it? Strong language. Yeah, we're in and out pretty quick, so I don't really move to break evens. Nice. What else do we cover? Well, that. Little things I read before taking a trade. Don't know if I've shown you this. I do really love this quote here. I'll let you pause and read that. Yeah, that was the markups on it. Oh yeah, G mastery I usually have up there. That is that. Half an hour, 2 trades, not too bad. I used to really love watching trade recaps from the guys I learned from. So I hope this is helping a lot. It's helping me. So I appreciate you guys listening, and hope you're trading safe and happy, enjoying life. And I'll see you on the next trade. Am I missing anything? I feel like I'm missing something. One thing. That was it. Also with this spreadsheet, if you haven't got this from the Discipline Trader yet, cool little thing you can do is to keep your figure always right. You can put in here when you've withdrawn, you know, or when you bumped up your credit. So that was after our challenge. So we took out like classes, like a payout really, to start the verification. So it keeps our figures all safe and good and correct. And yeah, keeps everything complete. Keep this kind of strike rate up, I'll be fucking stoked. Yeah, that's that, I think. For me, that's picture perfect entry model. Take like a screenshot of that. Sorry. We do end up hitting take profit as well. You know what I mean? But yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know, I've seen this reverse on you before as well. I'm gonna pay myself. You know what I mean? I'll never have any regrets about paying myself. This could have reversed. I think, in fact, look, it does come back a bit, I think. There you go. You know, you're kind of a bit squeaky. Luckily, it's just coming back to mitigate this. There's another flip there. Is that another entry? I'm in bed by now. What time is this? Yeah, it's like 10 o'clock my time. Let's go to the extremity. There's our flip inducement. This is literally off the bat here. It's going off demand order flow. Yeah. Oh, can't cover the low. Cover that low. I don't know if I'll take that or not. It looks nice though, doesn't it? I know it goes long anyway. In hindsight, seeing today's price action doesn't tag us. But that's a perfect example of these ones would go without you. tags the inducement and goes. It happens. I prefer to wait to these ones, like it did here, and not have these losses happen. You see the difference? I like the extremities. That's what I was trying to say earlier on about break even. If I'm playing off extremities, I won't really move to break even, right? If I'm playing off decisionals, inducements, you know, and we get a break, I move to break even, it comes down, takes me out, I get break even, goes to the extremity. It's just faffing around, like to sort of, am I going to re-enter again? Do I still like it? Is it going to, okay, like, I don't know. That could be something if you're happy taking inducement trades. Maybe you want to look at break-even management because you're still leaving stuff underneath you to be swept and to be mitigated. But you're also taking these trades where you could be, you know, taking that and it's going off and you're moving to break-even once that high is broken. This is all stuff I've kind of traded before in the past and back tested and traded live, testing out, and yeah, I just find I like extremities, no break even. If it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. We're going. Because I personally don't like as well when you're in the trade, you move to break even, it comes down, tags you out, doesn't go through, just tags you out for break even and then goes. I'm just like, your fucking setup idea was right. You just got scared. You know what I mean? You're going to risk 1% to take 1 to 5s or 1 to 4s. Risk it. Back your trade. You know, back your analysis. Back your edge. Yeah, that'd do. Alright, cool. Thanks a lot, guys. Again, hope that helps. Hope you're trading well. And I'll see you on the next trade. Peace out. Bye.